Thank you, life. Thank you, breathe. Thank you, heartbeat. Thank you, awareness. Thank you, body. Thank you, health. Thank you, peace. Thank you, calmness. Thank you, rest. Thank you, sleep. Thank you, waking up today. Thank you, new day. Thank you, morning light. Thank you, sunshine. Thank you, fresh air. Thank you, oxygen. Thank you, lungs. Thank you, strong immune system. Thank you, energy. Thank you, clarity. Thank you, joy. Thank you, hope. Thank you, faith. Thank you, strength. Thank you, healing. Thank you, growth. Thank you, learning. Thank you, intuition. Thank you, inner guidance. Thank you, my mind. Thank you, my memory. Thank you, imagination. Thank you, creativity. Thank you, emotions. Thank you, kindness. Thank you, gratitude. Thank you, universe. Thank you, divine energy. Thank you, protection. Thank you, grounding. Thank you, my journey. Thank you, my transformation. Thank you, my past. Thank you, my present. Thank you, my future. Thank you, fresh start. Thank you, stability. Thank you, balance. Thank you, choices. Thank you, freedom. Thank you, my home. Thank you, shelter. Thank you, my room. Thank you, my bed. Thank you, clean sheets. Thank you, pillows. Thank you, warm blanket. Thank you, my wardrobe. Thank you, my clothes. Thank you, comfortable slippers. Thank you, bathroom. Thank you, clean water. Thank you, shower. Thank you, soap. Thank you, towel. Thank you, mirror. Thank you, electricity. Thank you, fan. Thank you, light. Thank you, fridge. Thank you, stove. Thank you, utensils. Thank you, plates. Thank you, cups. Thank you, gas. Thank you, kitchen. Thank you, clean floor. Thank you, safe walls. Thank you, window. Thank you, fresh breeze. Thank you, plants. Thank you, calm corners of my home. Thank you, comfort. Thank you, silence. Thank you, privacy. Thank you, safety. Thank you, cleanliness. Thank you, organization. Thank you, my cozy space. Thank you, my peaceful home environment. Thank you, the roof over my head. Thank you, all objects that support my life. Thank you, every corner that holds my energy. Thank you, home blessings. Thank you, repairs and maintenance. Thank you, safe neighborhood. Thank you, calm surroundings. Thank you, harmony in my home. Thank you, all comforts I enjoy. Thank you, abundance in my home. Thank you, water. Thank you, clean water to drink. Thank you, warm water to bathe. Thank you, water for cooking. Thank you, water for cleaning. Thank you, food. Thank you, fruits. Thank you, vegetables. Thank you, grains. Thank you, coffee. Thank you, car. Thank you, cab. Thank you, purse. Thank you, wallet. Thank you, my parents. Thank you, their love. Thank you, their blessings. Thank you, their guidance. Thank you, their prayers. Thank you, my siblings. Thank you, our bond. Thank you, shared memories. Thank you, support in tough times. Thank you, laughter together. Thank you, my relatives. Thank you, family gatherings. Thank you, family energy. Thank you, comfort of belonging. Thank you, unconditional love. Thank you, my ancestors.
Thank you, their wisdom. Thank you, their protection. Thank you, their sacrifices. Thank you, my family tree.
Thank you, all family blessings.
Thank you, my friends. Thank you, deep conversations.
Thank you, warm hugs.
Thank you, love-filled messages.
Thank you, emotional support. Thank you, people who listen. Thank you, people who understand. Thank you, people who uplift me. Thank you, people who pray for me. Thank you, people who check on me. Thank you, honest connection.
Thank you, pure souls. Thank you, kind-hearted people.
Thank you, new friendships.
Thank you, old friendships. Thank you, soul friends.
Thank you, unexpected connections. Thank you, online connections. Thank you, helpful people. Thank you, all relationships that bring joy.
Thank you, my teachers. Thank you, mentors. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, people who shaped me.
Thank you, lessons received.
Thank you, blessings received.
Thank you, every person who taught me something.
Thank you, every soul who inspired me.
Thank you, wisdom shared.
Thank you, support received.
Thank you, motivation given.
Thank you, spiritual teachers.
Thank you, silent teachers.
Thank you, life teachers. Thank you, every blessing behind every lesson. Thank you, nature. Thank you, trees. Thank you, leaves. Thank you, flowers. Thank you, fragrance in the air.
Thank you, shade of trees.
Thank you, green grass. Thank you, fresh breeze. Thank you, water bodies. Thank you, rivers. Thank you, oceans. Thank you, rain.
Clouds.
Thank you, sunlight. Thank you, moonlight. Thank you, stars. Thank you, mountains. Thank you, birds. Thank you, butterflies.
Butterflies.
Thank you, morning sounds. Thank you, peaceful evenings. Thank you, beautiful skies. Thank you, changing seasons.
Sunrise colors.
Thank you, sunset beauty. Thank you, nature's healing energy. Ooh, Thank you, money. Thank you, abundance. Thank you, financial support.
Thank you, every rupee that flows to me.
Thank you, money that comes easily. Thank you, money that stays. Thank you, money that grows.
Thank you, earning opportunities.
Thank you, savings.
Thank you, savings.
Thank you, spending power.
Thank you, income sources.
Thank you, cash
Thank you, health.
flow.
Thank you, financial security.
Thank you, comfort, money gifts. Thank you, bills paid easily. Thank you, freedom, money Whoa. Thank you, wealth, energy. Thank you, generosity. Thank you, job opportunities. Thank you, skills. Thank you, talent. Thank you, creativity. Thank you, passion. Thank you, purpose. Thank you, meaningful work. Thank you, time management. Thank you, productivity. Thank you, discipline. Thank you, success moments. Thank you, appreciation received. Thank you, recognition. Thank you, achievements. Thank you, new ideas. Thank you, inspiration waves. Thank you, calm work days. Thank you, exciting projects. Thank you, learning at work. Thank you, people who help me grow. Thank you, mental peace. Thank you, clarity of mind. Thank you, emotional stability. Thank you, healing thoughts. Thank you, positive thoughts. Thank you, new perspectives. Thank you, inner strength. Thank you, emotional release. Thank you, forgiveness. Thank you, compassion. Thank you, hopeful mindset. Thank you, spiritual alignment. Thank you, meditation moments. Thank you, the silence within. Thank you, inner peace. Thank you, intuition guiding me. Thank you, gentle reminders. Thank you, divine signs. Thank you, synchronicities. Thank you, angel numbers. Thank you, spirituality. Thank you, prayers. Thank you, mantras. Thank you, affirmations. Thank you, meditation. Thank you, inner voice. Thank you, divine timing. Thank you, universe communication. Thank you, protection around me. Thank you, positive vibrations. Thank you, cleansing energy. Thank you, aura purity. Thank you, healing light. Thank you, divine guidance. Thank you, blessings unseen. Thank you, miracles around me. Thank you, manifestations. Thank you, alignment with my higher self. Thank you, love in my heart. Thank you, peace in my soul. Thank you, technology. Thank you, phone. Thank you, internet connection. Thank you, online learning. Thank you, helpful acts. Thank you, camera. Thank you, music apps. Thank you, videos that teach me. Thank you, messages that reach me. Thank you, calls that connect me. Thank you, alarms that wake me. Thank you, maps that guide me. Thank you, storage for memories. Thank you, reminders that help me. Thank you, digital comfort. Thank you, smooth communication. Thank you, devices that support my work. Thank you, everything that makes life easier. Thank you, travel. Thank you, roads. Thank you, vehicles. Thank you, safe journeys. Thank you, smooth rides. Thank you, new places. Thank you, new experience. Thank you, beautiful destinations. Thank you, peaceful drives. Thank you, comfortable seats. Thank you, helpful drivers. Thank you, clear paths. Thank you, travel safety. Thank you, all journeys completed with grace. Thank you, comfort moments. Thank you, warm tea. Thank you, cozy evenings. Thank you, soft blankets. Thank you, peaceful corners. Thank you, beautiful mornings. Thank you, good conversations. Thank you, deep breaths. Thank you, quiet pauses. Thank you, divine timing. Thank you, calm moments. Thank you, gentle energies. Thank you, loving thoughts. Thank you, soft mornings. Thank you, hopeful evenings. Thank you, peaceful nights. Thank you, ease in my day. Thank you, flow in my life. Thank you, simplicity. Thank you, grace.
Thank you, emotional clarity. Thank you, emotional maturity. Thank you, emotional healing. Thank you, understanding myself better.
Thank you, listening to my feelings. Thank you, accepting my emotions. Thank you, releasing what no longer serves me. Thank you, choosing peace.
Thank you, choosing love.
Thank you, choosing myself. Thank you, healthy boundaries. Thank you, confidence. Thank you, worthiness. Thank you, self-love. Thank you, self-respect. Thank you, courage. Thank you, resilience. Thank you, inner power. Thank you, emotional balance. Thank you, gentle growth.
Thank you, learning from my mistakes. Thank you, new insights. Thank you, improved habits. Thank you, upgrades in my mindset.
Thank you, discipline I'm building. Thank you, new opportunities to grow. Thank you, constant evolution. Thank you, my transformation journey. Thank you, becoming a better version of myself.
Thank you, trusting myself more.
Thank you, taking responsibility. Thank you, overcoming fears. Thank you, believing in myself. Thank you, accepting change. Thank you, adapting easily. Thank you, maturity. Thank you, wisdom.
Thank you, good decisions.
Thank you, clarity in choices. Thank you, progress every day. Thank you, time. Thank you, present moment. Thank you, new beginnings. Thank you, second chances. Thank you, daily routine. Thank you, healthy habits. Thank you, morning rituals. Thank you, evening rituals. Thank you, peaceful breaks.
Thank you, weekends. Thank you, holidays. Thank you, festivals. Thank you, memories. Thank you, old photographs. Thank you, nostalgia.
Thank you, beautiful moments. Thank you, the life I'm creating. Thank you, divine protection in every moment. Thank you, easy days.
Thank you, tough days that teach me. Thank you, tough days that teach me.
Thank you, comfortable furniture. Thank you, soft cushions. Thank you, warm lights. Thank you, scented candles. Thank you, calm fragrances. Thank you, decorative items that make my space beautiful. Thank you, tidy surroundings. Thank you, organized shelves. Thank you, clean kitchen. Thank you, fresh food.
Thank you, peaceful corners. Thank you, meditation space. Thank you, quiet mornings. comforting vibes. Thank you, comforting vibes. Thank you, comforting vibes.
Thank you, my healthy body. Thank you, strong bones. Thank you, healthy blood flow. Thank you, functioning organs. Thank you, active metabolism. Thank you, healthy cells. Thank you, good digestion. Thank you, strong immunity. Thank you, good energy levels. Thank you, healthy skin. Thank you, healthy hair. Thank you, healthy nails. Thank you, strong legs. Thank you, flexible body. Thank you, comfortable movement. Thank you, pain-free body. Thank you, restful sleep. Thank you, refreshed mornings. Thank you, healing capacity of my body. Thank you, long-term health. Thank you, a mind that learns quickly. Thank you, creative imagination. Thank you, deep thinking. Thank you, calm thoughts. Thank you, positive mindset. Thank you, intellectual growth. Thank you, intelligent decisions. Thank you, problem-solving skills. Thank you, ideas that flow naturally. Thank you, inspired thinking. Thank you, clear communication. Thank you, mindful awareness. Thank you, curiosity. Thank you, concentration power. Thank you, memory recall. Thank you, understanding. Thank you, analysis ability. Thank you, inner wisdom. Thank you, mental wellness. Thank you, peaceful thoughts. Thank you, people I love. Thank you, people who love me. Thank you, encouraging souls. Thank you, supportive people. Thank you, honest conversations. Thank you, people who are patient with me. Thank you, people who trust me. Thank you, people I trust. Thank you, heartfelt connections. Thank you, warm smiles from strangers. Thank you, helpful neighbors. Thank you, kind gestures. Thank you, human warmth. Thank you, thoughtful people. Thank you, surprise moments. Thank you, celebrations. Thank you, invitations. Thank you, shared happiness. Thank you, positive interactions. Thank you, all lovely souls I meet. Thank you, my career growth. Thank you, new career ideas. Thank you, confidence at work. Thank you, my experience. Thank you, my research. Thank you, my learning spirit. Thank you, work-life balance. Thank you, my achievements. Thank you, promotions or recognitions. Thank you, good colleagues. Thank you, respectful work environment. Thank you, good management. Thank you, teamwork. Thank you, career stability. Thank you, learning new skills. Thank you, adapting to challenges. Thank you, professional clarity. Thank you, career opportunities. Thank you, long-term success. Thank you, divine support in my career. Thank you, kind-hearted universe. Thank you, cosmic guidance. Thank you, angelic assistance. Thank you, divine love. Thank you, protection around me. Thank you, inner voice. Thank you, alignment with the universe. Thank you, attracting good things. Thank you, beautiful manifestations. Thank you, signs from the universe. Thank you, answered prayers. Thank you, blessings flowing to me. Thank you, miracles unfolding. Thank you, love in my heart. Thank you, peace in my soul. Thank you, joy in my life. Thank you, purpose in my journey. Thank you, passion in my spirit. Thank you, awareness and awakening. Thank you, this magical life. Thank you, pure love around me. Thank you, people who care for me. Thank you, people who understand me. Thank you, people who respect me.
Thank you, people who value me. Thank you, gentle relationships.
Thank you, healthy bonds. Thank you, loving connections. Thank you, supportive friendships.
Thank you, heartfelt messages. Thank you, thoughtful gestures.
Thank you, people who check on me. Thank you, people who uplift me. Thank you, loyalty. Thank you, honesty. Thank you, trust. Thank you, shared laughter.
Thank you, shared silence.
Thank you, meaningful relationships.
Thank you, my voice. Thank you, my choices. Thank you, my freedom. Thank you, my independence. Thank you, my confidence growing. Thank you, my courage increasing.
Thank you, my intuition strengthening. Thank you, my self-worth rising.
Thank you, my inner calmness.
Thank you, my inner fire.
Thank you, my discipline.
Thank you, my willpower. Thank you, my determination. Thank you, my consistency. Thank you, my spiritual growth.
Thank you, my emotional strength.
Thank you, my mental clarity.
Thank you, my healing journey.
Thank you, my bright energy.
Thank you, my pure intentions. Thank you, my creative mind.
Thank you, new ideas showing up.
Thank you, inspiration that flows.
Thank you, opportunities to create.
Thank you, all creative projects.
Thank you, productive energy.
Thank you, clarity at work. Thank you, smooth workflow.
Thank you, helpful teammates.
Thank you, meaningful tasks.
Thank you, ease in completing work. Thank you, supportive environment.
Thank you, appreciation from others.
Thank you, recognition of my efforts. Thank you, teamwork and collaboration.
Thank you, time for creativity. Thank you, stable progress. Thank you,
appetite. Thank you, hydration. Thank you, glowing skin. Thank you, strong immune system. Thank you, healing while I sleep.
Thank you, excellent overall health.
Thank you, calm surroundings.
Thank you, calm surroundings. Thank you, calm surroundings. Thank you, natural light.
Thank you, fresh fragrances. Thank you, clean spaces. Thank you, peaceful environment.
Thank you, greenery around me.
Thank you, blooming flowers.
Thank you, clean air.
Thank you, pleasant weather. Thank you, blue skies.
Thank you, quiet nights.
Thank you, soft mornings. Thank you, quiet nights. Thank you, soft mornings. Thank you for all the love I receive. Thank you, beautiful nature. Thank you, birds singing. Thank you, gentle breeze. Thank you, glowing sunlight. Thank you, soothing rays. Thank you, magical moon. Thank you, shining stars. Thank you, harmony in my surroundings. Thank you, technology that helps me. Thank you, fast internet. Thank you, phone that connects me. Thank you, apps that simplify life. Thank you, digital tools. Thank you, online classes. Thank you, saved documents. Thank you, digital reminders. Thank you, online banking. Thank you, quick communication. Thank you, recorded memories. Thank you, camera. Thank you, music playlists. Thank you, soothing videos. Thank you, alarms. Thank you, navigation maps. Thank you, comfort gadgets. Thank you, charging devices. Thank you, headphones. Thank you, everything that makes life easier.
Thank you, the ability to walk. Thank you, safe roads. Thank you, comfortable rides. Thank you, honors.
Thank you, drivers. Thank you, transport facilities. Thank you, reaching safely. Thank you, smooth journey.
Thank you, new places to see. Thank you, new memories to make. Thank you, fresh experiences. Thank you, beautiful destinations. Thank you, weekend trips. Thank you, long drives. Thank you, scenic routes. Thank you, travel freedom.
Thank you, comfortable seating. Thank you, safe highways. Thank you, clear pathways. Thank you, protection during travel. Thank you, divine support. Thank you, my intuition guiding me. Thank you, signs from the universe. Thank you, synchronicities. Thank you, angel numbers. Thank you, answered prayers. Thank you, miracles every day. Thank you, divine wisdom. Thank you, spiritual grounding. Thank you, higher self guidance. Thank you, meditation moments. Thank you, inner silence. Thank you, prayer power. Thank you, mantra vibrations. Thank you, affirmations that uplift me. Thank you, love within me. Thank you, peace within me. Thank you, divine energy in my life. Thank you, spiritual opportunities coming my way. Thank you, blessings visible and invisible. Thank you, good news. Thank you, unexpected gifts. Thank you, abundance around me.
Thank you, generosity of the universe. Thank you, loving people crossing my path.
Thank you, lessons that shaped me. Thank you, challenges that strengthened me.
Thank you, solutions appearing.
Thank you, moments of clarity.
Thank you, support from everywhere.
Thank you, money flow.
Thank you, success flow. Thank you, joy flow. Thank you, everyday magic.
Thank you, new beginnings. Thank you, peaceful endings. Thank you, everything working for my good. Thank you, divine alignment. Thank you, this life.
Thank you, my unique path. Thank you, my purpose unfolding. Thank you, my dreams taking shape.
Thank you, my blessings growing. Thank you, my gratitude expanding. Thank you, every breath I take. Thank you, every moment I live.
Thank you, every lesson I learn.
Thank you, every joy I feel.
Thank you, every emotion that teaches me.
Thank you, the universe loving me.
Thank you, this present moment.
Thank you, the gift of existence. Thank you, the beauty within me. Thank you, the beauty around me. Thank you, the beauty of life. Thank you, divine grace. Thank you for everything. Thank you for more coming to me. Thank you, my awareness growing every day. Thank you, the ability to observe my thoughts. Thank you, my improving focus. Thank you, mental sharpness. Thank you, openness to learn new things. Thank you, curiosity about life. Thank you, willingness to unlearn old patterns. Thank you, clarity before making decisions. Thank you, understanding people better. Thank you, emotional intelligence. Thank you, the ability to stay calm in chaos.
Thank you, accepting things as they are. Thank you, understanding in my triggers. Thank you, the ability to pause.
Thank you, becoming more mindful. Thank you, seeing beauty in small things. Thank you, grounding myself quickly. Thank you, choosing peace in tough situations. Thank you, the maturity I've gained. Thank you, becoming more conscious every day.
Thank you, unexpected blessings. Thank you, opportunities I didn't even imagine. Thank you, new people entering my life.
Thank you, beautiful surprises. Thank you, sudden clarity moments. Thank you, new beginnings. opportunities that elevate my soul.
Thank you, soft cotton clothes. Thank you, comfortable footwear. Thank you, soothing hand creams.
Thank you, lip balm that protects my lips. Thank you, cozy winter sweaters. Thank you, warm cups of tea on cold days. Thank you, cool water on hot days. Thank you, comfortable chairs. Thank you, fresh bed sheet smell. Thank you, scented soaps.
Thank you, sunlight entering my room. Thank you, cold pillow side. Thank you, warm food served with love.
Thank you, neatly folded clothes. Thank you, organized drawers. Thank you, comfy nightwear.
Thank you, soft rugs under my feet. Thank you, washed dishes. Thank you, tidy kitchen counters.
Thank you, fresh towels after shower. Thank you, my writing abilities. Thank you, my creative expression. Thank you, unique ideas that come to me. Thank you, imagination that never ends. Thank you, my ability to tell stories.
Thank you, my ability to motivate others. Thank you, my spiritual gift of intuition. Thank you, my natural reality.
Thank you, ideas that arrive at the right time. Thank you, my creative courage.
Thank you, my growing skills. Thank you, the talent that flows through me.
Thank you, the divine inspiration behind my ideas. Thank you, confidence in my talents. Thank you, clarity while creating. Thank you, discipline while creating. Thank you, passion for creativity.
Thank you, new talents I'm discovering.
Thank you, the creator energy within me. Thank you, artistic abilities unfolding in me. Thank you, inner guidance I receive. Thank you, my inner child healing. Thank you, the softness in my heart. Thank you, my compassion for others. Thank you, emotional freedom. Thank you, lightness in my soul. Thank you, the universe speaking to me. Thank you, feeling at home within myself. Thank you, alignment with divine energy. Thank you, soul level clarity.
Thank you, spiritual lessons that change me. Thank you, feeling connected to something bigger.
Thank you, trust in divine timing more deeply.
Thank you, trusting myself more deeply. Thank you, listening to my soul whispers.
Thank you, feeling protected always. Thank you, feeling guided always. Thank you, my peaceful inner world. Thank you, my expanding consciousness. Thank you, my spiritual evolution. Thank you this moment. Thank Thank you, the gift of being alive. Thank you, the ability to smile. Thank you, the ability to speak. Thank you, the ability to listen. Thank you, the ability to touch. Thank you, the ability to taste. Thank you, the ability to see beauty. Thank you, the ability to move freely.
Thank you, the ability to think clearly. Thank you, every breath I take. Thank you, every sunrise I witness. Thank you, every night I survive. Thank you, every lesson I learn. Thank you, every person I meet. Thank you, every memory created. Thank you, every possibility ahead.
Thank you, every blessing received. Thank you, this entire human experience.
Thank you, life itself.
Thank you, blessings that are on their way. Thank you, the opportunities waiting for me. Thank you, the abundance coming toward me.
Thank you, the financial growth I'm stepping into.
Thank you, the peace my future holds. Thank you, the love my future brings. Thank you, the relationships I will attract.
Thank you, the house I will live in.
Thank you, the places I will travel. Thank you, the dreams I will manifest. Thank you, the people I will inspire.
Thank you, the joy I will receive.
Thank you, the breakthroughs I will achieve. Thank you, the miracles coming. Thank you, my future glow up.
Thank you, my future self waiting for me.
Thank you, the divine plan unfolding. Thank you, the success forming ahead. Thank you, the blessings aligning perfectly.
Thank you, everything that is destined for me.
Thank you, who I am becoming. Thank you, accepting myself fully. Thank you, loving my quirks.
Thank you, embracing my uniqueness.
Thank you, respecting my boundaries. Thank you, valuing my own needs. Thank you, celebrating my small wins.
Thank you, being proud of myself.
Thank you, trusting my path. Thank you, believing I am enough. Thank you, forgiving myself completely.
Thank you, honoring my feelings.
Thank you, treating myself kindly. Thank you, protecting my peace. Thank you, choosing myself every day.
Thank you, learning to love myself deeply.
Thank you, appreciating my growth. Thank you, becoming my own safe space. Thank you, accepting my imperfections.
Thank you, valuing my existence.
Thank you, the sound of rain. Thank you, the smell of wet soil. Thank you, the sound of birds in the morning.
Thank you, the quietness after sunset.
Thank you, the glow of the moon. Thank you, twinkling stars. Thank you, the warmth of sunlight.
Thank you, the colors of flowers.
Thank you, the changing seasons. Thank you, the softness of breeze. Thank you, the calmness of nature.
Thank you, mountains standing strong.
Thank you, rivers flowing endlessly. Thank you, oceans teaching depth. Thank you, forests teaching resilience.
Thank you, leaves teaching release.
Thank you, sky teaching expansion. Thank you, earth teaching grounding. Thank you, nature healing me silently. Thank you, planet Earth supporting my life. Thank you, access to food. Thank you, access to clean water. Thank you, access to education. Thank you, access to medical help. Thank you, access to internet. Thank you, access to transportation. Thank you, access to books. Thank you, access to information. Thank you, access to freedom. Thank you, access to opportunities. Thank you, a safe place to sleep. Thank you, a roof over my head. Thank you, clothes to wear. Thank you, soap to stay clean. Thank you, medicines when needed. Thank you, people who help society. Thank you, teachers. Thank you, doctors. Thank you, workers who keep life running. Thank you, all human privileges I have.
Thank you, people who smile at me. Thank you, strangers who help without a reason. Thank you, people who spread positivity. Thank you, communities that support each other.
Thank you, kind humans everywhere. Thank you, pure-hearted souls. Thank you, people who respect differences. Thank you, peaceful society.
Thank you, people who volunteer. Thank you, those who show empathy. Thank you, problem solvers in the world.
Thank you, dreamers in the world.
Thank you, healers in the world.
Thank you, innovators who help humanity.
Thank you, healers around the world.
Thank you, people who spread love.
Thank you, people who spread love.
Thank you, people who spread bosses
Thank
too.
you, what's including partners.
Thank you, humanity woven.
Thank you, the peace I feel after crying. Thank you, the clarity that comes after confusion. Thank you, the way life corrects itself.
Thank you, my heart learning to trust again.
Thank you, the courage to be vulnerable.
Thank you, my gentle strength.
Thank you, releasing expectations.
Thank you, embracing reality with grace. Thank you, peaceful thoughts replacing old ones.
Thank you, silent moments that heal me.
Thank you, the universe never leaving me alone.
Thank you, invisible protection around me.
Thank you, blessings hidden in ordinary days.
Thank you, the gift of being human.
Thank you, the beauty of emotions.
Thank you, the gift of intuition.
Thank you, new insights that open my heart.
Thank you, gentle mornings that renew me.
Thank you, soulful nights that comfort me.
Thank you, releasing old attachments.
Thank you, embracing new blessings. Thank you, letting go with love.
Thank you, receiving with openness.
Thank you, small victories nobody sees. Thank you, the big victories coming soon.
Thank you, the divine hand guiding my steps.
Thank you, unexpected kindness.
Thank you, unexpected opportunity.
Thank you, hope waking up inside me again.
Thank you, becoming softer, not bitter.
Thank you, becoming wiser, not colder.
Thank you, choosing light again and again.
Thank you, blessings from every direction.
Thank you, help that arrives right on time.
Thank you, people who pray for me silent.
Thank you, angels working behind
Thank you, divine presence, protecting me. Thank you, fresh start every morning. Thank you, the comfort of sitting quietly. Thank you, smell of my favorite food. Thank you, warm sunlight on my face. Thank you, cool breeze touching my skin. Thank you, clean drinking glass. Thank you, soap bubbles while washing hands. Thank you, comfy cushion behind my back. Thank you, the sound of birds outside. Thank you, the calm after finishing chores.
Thank you, freshly washed hands. Thank you, tidy bed in the morning. Thank you, soft carpet under my feet. Thank you, refreshing cold water bottle. Thank you, organized wallet. Thank you, my favorite pen. Thank you, my favorite cup. Thank you, comfortable chair.
Thank you, the silence before sleeping. Thank you, little breaks during the day. Thank you for a sip of tea. Thank you, smell of fresh fruits. Thank you, simple home-cooked meals.
Thank you, morning stretch.
Thank you, comfortable sandals.
Thank you, cotton bed sheet.
Thank you, a clean mirror. Thank you, fresh towel smell. Thank you, hair tied neatly. Thank you, comfortable clothes.
Thank you, phone torch when needed. Thank you, reminder alarms. Thank you, Wi-Fi working smoothly.
Thank you, the option to rest anytime. Thank you, the ability to sit peacefully.
Thank you, soft music playing lightly.
Thank you, messages from loved ones.
Thank you, the comfort of my own space.
Thank you, clean plates in the kitchen.
Thank you, pillows supporting my neck.
Thank you, warm water for bathing. Thank you, the feeling after a good bath.
Thank you, breathing fresh morning air.
Thank you, natural light entering my home.
Thank you, the comfort of closing my eyes.
Thank you, waking up without a rush.
Thank you, having enough time.
Thank you, small moments of joy. Thank you, the simplest blessings around me. Thank you, this peaceful present moment.